There's the one picture, the second picture, which is where like we're going in for a hug, and you can see like there's like Joe just like looking into my eyes.
Hello guys, and welcome back to another podcast. And I feel like it's been some time, man.
Has been a little bit of time, you know. It has. We've been slacking. We
have been slacking, but we're slacking for the right reasons. A lot has changed. Around here. Well, especially in my life. I've got a new 9-to-5 job, so
welcome to the club. Welcome to the crew.
And man, the time that is just taken away from you. I didn't cherish that time away enough. Man, should we do a little quick trim check? Are we still in lockdown?
Well, yeah, but I think I'm in need for my second trim. I had one when barbers first opened, but I think I need to go again.
Same, man. Same. That's what I've been thinking. But this 9-to-5 life, man, I can't get a haircut in the weekdays no more.
You gotta make time on Saturday now. Welcome to the club, man. It's
just weekends, baby.
Exactly. It's a whole lifestyle change, and then before you know it, weekend's over, and then it's back to Monday, and it's back to the same old grind.
The grind. That's it.
Yeah.
So, man, we have a few interesting topics to talk about today, man. Just pull up these notes real quick, and unfortunately, what happened today with I don't know if you guys have probably seen this by the time it comes out. But what happened in Lebanon?
Yeah.
Did you see it, Kieran?
Yeah, I've seen some of the videos that are on Twitter and stuff.
Yeah.
It looks crazy, man. It's one of those things that looks, when it looks that crazy just on a video, like just being there would just be crazy. And I'm sure. I think there's as the time of recording this, I think there's 25 deaths and something like 12,000 injuries. I'd probably unfortunately expect that to rise as
quick
stuff gets clearer, but I think at this point in time it's still not clear what happened. But it looks crazy. So for those of you guys who haven't seen it, it looks the explosion looks ridiculous. It looks almost like for anyone who has or hasn't seen it, the iconic images of the Hiroshima explosion, it almost looks and resembles that, which is very, very scary. So I hope everyone recovers there as much as they can and stuff. But yeah, it's scary, man. Like 2020 just is putting everyone on test, innit?
It's a weird year, man. But it's probably one of our best years where it realigns all our priorities, changes the new norm, and man, like with these things specifically, like we were saying, around here there's a lot of talk on. Well, there will be a lot of talk on what happened, what caused it. Was it this? Was it the government and all these things? And we were saying, weren't we? Like, it's weird how we live in a world where just as normal, everyday civilians don't know the ins and outs of these massive things that actually happen, or like the truth behind them.
Yeah. And
for this one, for example, like we could be told one thing, but really it could be another thing. And the thing is, we have access to the internet, right? So we think we know so much. Yeah, exactly.
But the reality of it is, we actually only know what maybe people want us to know and think. Yeah. And actually, there's a whole host of stuff that the majority of people in the world have no clue about.
100%.
Like no one knows about, like many people don't know about our channels. So go check them out, subscribe, all that plug stuff. But
I love that.
But no, it's true, right? There's so much stuff that we just don't know about, and actually it's in our interest to not know about it, because if we did know about it, people would probably panic and things would go crazy and all that sort of stuff, and there's a reason why we have Secret Service, because if everyone knew what was going on, that would just be even worse.
It might be 2020 every year, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever. Here's the thing is, right, you never know. Like, we might have been this close to like some catastrophic disaster. We might have been this close for them containing coronavirus in Wuhan,
Yeah.
And it not coming out, but they missed it by this much, hence everything that's happened. Like all of this stuff, you just have no idea. Like we've seen all the conspiracy theories about coronavirus, right? Like it being born from some Chinese factories and in labs and stuff like that. It's like we will never know. Like you'll hear conspiracy theories, and maybe that's an idea for another video where we go through some conspiracy 100%. Theories. But there are like there's just so much stuff that like we'll never know the full truth about.
I mean, it makes great videos. I'll tell you that it makes fantastic videos. Like we can sit here talking about these things for over and over and over again. And to be fair, what we've been told is probably the truth, and we just decide that, you know what, today we don't feel like believing that it's the truth.
If we don't like the truth, right?
Conspiracy theory.
If we don't like the truth, we try and make up some newfangled story that actually makes something look maybe more like crazy than it actually was, or the opposite way maybe even. We downplay things that actually were crazy. So it's all just crazy, and who knows if we'll get to the bottom of what happened in Beirut. But let's just hope that everyone, or as many people as possible, are safe and well and all that good stuff.
And man, you mentioned about China and like talking along these lines of like conspiracy theories and stuff. TikTok, man.
Wow, they've been
to the top.
Well, TikTok, their time is up, bro.
Yeah, man, it's ticking.
The clock is ticking. It's a really interesting situation. I feel like it's happened really quickly as well, though.
Yeah, man. I felt like at the start of lockdown, TikTok was on the massive rise. Everyone got it. Like friends, family, mum, dad, grandma, dogs, everyone had it, man. And then all of a sudden, it's now being shut down and everything, right? And I was just like, hearing all of these things is crazy. But let's talk about it, because I've got a side to talk about it. But let's hear from you first.
So I think, obviously, the whole US-China war on everything, not just trade, but on everything, literally, has basically been born since kind of Trump came to office, and he's obviously been attacking like loads of different pain points that he knows will cause China a lot of economic struggle in particular. So like trade is obviously a huge one, and things like that, and encouraging and telling American companies they have to and they can only produce things in the US and stuff like that. And so all of this type of stuff has been coming. I think the thing that's kind of crazy about TikTok is that although yes, they're owned by a Chinese company, they have an American CEO. They have huge operations in the US. Like they have thousands of people working for TikTok.
I was looking at a few jobs there, man. I was like, wow, this is crazy.
And they're big in Europe as well, right? TikTok and stuff. So it's on one hand, I can understand why Trump is saying this, but what I don't know, and maybe we again talking about what we know as the public, like, is there actually any proof that they're actually doing anything?
I don't know, man, but every government official phone is like not allowed TikTok on it whatsoever. Yeah. So maybe that's like a safety precaution, or.
Yeah, well, I think they're adopting a better safe than sorry approach, right? But it's almost they're you know how we say like in the UK here in the law system you're innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
The US are treating TikTok, China, and ByteDance like guilty until you're proven innocent, and they're not even giving them a chance 100%. To prove innocence. I think the people that are obviously are kind of going to lose out the most from this are the people that have put their whole life into TikTok for the past 2, 3, 4 years.
Bro, this is what my thing was gonna be, man. Just so should we get onto that? Yeah.
What are you thinking about, like the creators and all the people?
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I was just thinking about the creator side of it, obviously, and the social media side and growing platforms and etc. And it's just crazy to think people have been putting their time and effort into these, platforms. Yeah. You can say it's like very easy to do and stuff, right? But then if it's very easy to, everyone would do it. And clearly everyone did do it to one extent. but maintaining that platform and maintaining an audience and maintaining the trends they have to keep up with, etc., is still a lot of effort.
Yeah, it's a full-time job.
Yeah, for then one day, the App Store just goes, nope, and TikTok is off your phone. Then what do you do, man? Because it wasn't just TikTok. Like, people have grown from Musical.ly, then carried their followers over to TikTok, and then now you got a new one like Byte.
Yeah, and Triller and Triller as well.
Triller
right?
vids, yeah, man.
It's it's interesting. But what happens to all those people where, let's take Noah Beck as an example, right? He posted a couple of videos wearing the Triller T-shirt and stuff like that, and kind of dropping hints that he's going to be moving to Triller.
Yeah.
But then if TikTok stays and doesn't go, what happens then? Does he what happens? It's like, is it kind of that they've maybe jumped a little bit too soon, but then it's like, if you don't jump and it does go south, then you're left stranded, and it's like, people will move on very, very quickly onto the next new person on Triller or Byte or whatever other platform.
I mean, it does create very good competition in like the social media world, but I was still just talking about, like, obviously all these people on this TikTok platform have grew their platform, but now they are trying their hardest to like diversify, which you should do already, but you can definitely tell now on Instagram, a little bit on Twitter, but YouTube specifically.
100%.
Because, bro, the bag is in YouTube, innit?
Well, yeah, but also the bag is at risk, right?
Yeah,
and now you're seeing, and so here is where you see, or where I see, the creators that are actually maybe quite naive or have been directed the wrong way. And then you see the difference between the creators that are a bit more switched on up there and have been guided well. So a good example for me, a person who's been guided well and has grown quite a lot, is Dixie Dimelio.
Okay.
So obviously like a lot of her kind of popularity, particularly on TikTok, came from being Charlie's sister, right?
Yeah.
But she hasn't rested on just being Charlie's sister.
Yeah,
so
100%.
She now, Charlie's a dancer, right? Dixie isn't, and she's now made that a thing on TikTok. Like, she does dances in a slightly awkward way, and she kind of owns that now. But she's got the music now, which is a separate thing. She's been posting on YouTube both more regularly and for longer than pretty much most of the other major TikTokers. And so she had already been switched on and started diversifying before any of these things are materialized.
Yeah.
Whereas you look at some other people who are now at the 11th hour, when things are like, shit, it's gonna disappear, scrambling around to create a YouTube channel, put out vlogs and whatever. Exactly. And actually, the content they're putting out maybe isn't the best quality or isn't actually.
Because you can't renegade for 10 minutes, bro.
Well, exactly, and this takes us back, right, to the first ever podcast episode we did. We talked about this, right? Yeah. We talked about TikTokers making the transition over to like YouTube and Instagram and stuff like that. And the thing that TikTokers struggle with the most. So most of the biggest TikTokers are all dance people, right?
Yeah.
And you hear like maximum 10 words from them in a video, right, on a random TikTok. You actually don't know like what their personality and what they're like on camera is, and so when they then go and switch onto like YouTube and they do a vlog, it's just dead because they just don't have. They might be a great dancer, but they just don't have like the personality to be a good like regular kind of content creator. Yeah,
and also to maintain that length of time, right? Because what TikTok be like a minute or something, but then to do like for even 5 to 10 minutes on a vlog, man, you have to be an interesting person. And I'll give my props to Taylor Holder. Like, he actually can garner an audience for a fairly good amount of time because of his personality, his comedy, his like the way he makes jokes and etc. And I feel like he's probably carrying the TikTokers that have now transitioned to YouTube. Okay. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because now he's around like Logan, Jake, also Bryce Hall has like followed that lead as well.
Yeah.
And I think I see these TikTokers actually becoming, you know how like people went from Vine to YouTube, for example, Logan Paul, right?
Yeah.
And he blew up on YouTube. I see like a fair few of these TikTokers actually blowing up on YouTube.
Yeah.
And making that their main platform that they post on and work on, etc. I also recently saw like, you know, Addison Ray, right? And she's making what I feel like is going to be TV style content.
Hold up, can we just quickly touch on Addison Ray, right? You've heard the song,
Cool.
right? Who made the song?
Yeah.
I can't even remember the song. Have you heard her singing along to it? It's like, I need a bad bleep.
Bleep
Addison
Ray. Yeah, they try and garner to that 10 to 15 year old.
Yeah, exactly. The PG, keep the bag open for the make it friendly for the advertisers, eh?
Yeah, man.
Sorry,
man,
go
you
on.
gotta be advertiser
Addison Ray's
friendly
YouTube.
on YouTube. Yeah, because I saw her making content with Kourtney Kardashian, and
oh my god, yeah, I saw those.
You can kind of see how her life could easily become like a TV style.
Like a TV
maybe
personality.
like reality. Yeah, exactly. You know, she's very charismatic and like very, very like family friendly.
Yeah.
Whereas like some of these TikTok guys, man, they're just really not.
No,
they remind me of like the Nelk Boys. You heard of the Nelk Boys, yeah?
Yeah. They're not, yeah. But here's the thing, like,
me.
here's the thing, as you said, like, there'll be there'll be a small number of people who do make that transition over and will be successful, but there'll be many more creators who, like, fall between the gaps.
Yeah.
So, like, I take someone like Avani, for example. Is she gonna pop on YouTube or Instagram? I don't know. So someone who I think is at real risk is Charlie.
Yeah.
Because like you can't escape her youngness. Is that a word?
A youth.
Her youth. That's the word. Her youth and naivety, because it comes across when she does speak and stuff like that, and she. And maybe the more she does it, she'll get better with it. But I feel like right now, like Dixie's in a much better position to move to that longer form of content. But the difference is, Charlie's got like 75 mil plus followers on TikTok. Like,
bro,
that is insane, and that amount of like fandom.
Yeah.
Like even if a third of her fans follow her to YouTube, she'll have 25 mil subs. Like she'll be bigger than she'll be bigger than Logan if she does that, right? Like just like think about that. That's crazy, but it's just whether her content will make that transition. I don't know.
Yeah, 100%. I was about to say, like, saying that, I saw like this photo on Insta, and it was KSI's music on Spotify, like their monthly listeners, and Dixie had more monthly listeners than KSI. I was like, what now?
Bro, she has one song.
In it. I was like, what now?
Nice. That's literally it. But I think...
Say it's a quick side note about songs, yeah. Did you hear Jake Paul's song, Fresh Out of London?
Yes.
Banger.
It is a banger, but you must have watched all the reactions, right? And stuff where everyone's just like, designer obviously wrote this.
Yeah, man.
And he's on the writing credits. He's on the writing credit. And there's no way Jake Paul wrote that song. No way.
Because he did a lot of like defensiveness against that, and like actual factual proof that he definitely wrote the song. I think he was going like back and forth with his mate in the booth, and that's how like he came up with the song and all that. But I don't think he has like ghostwriters or anything. From I think we're being told, and he talked about like the credibility of Rap Genius and how actual when someone is a writer on a song, they have to use their full government name.
Yeah.
And obviously with designer being on the song credits, like the writing credits, is not his full government name. So
well, the thing is,
it's one of those.
So like you can call me a hater if you want, but I don't think he could perform that song and actually rap through that song live. I don't think he has it in him. Like it's a tune that would bang live.
Yeah.
Like if you were in a festival or something, that song would bang.
Yeah.
I don't think he could actually stand there and rap that song live.
Because it reminds me of like a Jaden type of song. Do you know what I mean?
No, it reminds you of a Designer type song. It's a goddamn Designer song. If Designer sang that song, everyone would be like, "Yo, this is sick. It's a banger."
Everyone was saying that.
That's why no one believes anything he says, because it's such a Designer tune. It's like it's that like I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like maybe the flow and the type of lyrics and stuff.
Yeah.
But fair play to him. He's flexing like mad in the video.
Yeah.
Like Jesus.
Crazy. But yeah, man, back to TikTok.
Yeah, we ventured off.
We did, and it was a good venture, to be fair. I think we're lost there, to be fair. Like, do you see more TikTokers creating music now? Because I know that Taylor Holder, like, I've been following him on YouTube and stuff, so I kind of know. Like, he's making music and stuff.
Is he?
As well. Yeah, so...
Oh, my God.
Maybe it's just, like, to secure the bag, man, because...
I don't know.
They probably get P for this.
I feel like these days anyone that has a following feels like they can create music. And I think the reason they do that is because they know it will sell and they know it will shift units.
Yeah, exactly.
Rather than actually, this is a really, really
well-designed song or something.
Yeah, and I think you'll start getting this... so you know how you went from like hardcore rappers to then like mumble rappers, and then the hardcore rappers look down on those mumble rappers. Now you'll get this new type of artist, which is like the
YouTube rappers,
like the YouTube like internet personality musicians.
Oh, okay,
and then there'll be this kind of like musicians, and then internet people, and there will be some people who get actually defined as musicians that came from the internet personalities. But there won't be many of those. But I think the thing about it is, I think if the internet personalities think and start acting like musicians, like proper musicians, I think that's where
like
it falls
sit down. And because what's her name, man? Erica, Jake Paul's ex. I think she's like done that. She was obviously like a YouTuber and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think she kind of like sat with herself almost, and mentally got in touch with like the music side of things.
Yeah.
So I think if people do that and they keep that audience there, man, they can sell, they can push. But do you know what it is? It's managers telling them like, yo, you should do this.
Oh yeah, 100%. And the thing about it is, and I'll rep the UK YouTubers till the death, right? But you look at someone like KSI, right? He was properly the first guy, like first YouTuber to really venture and take steps in that music 100%. Kind of space. Like 100%. Even the old stuff, which he doesn't really like anymore, which like the old stuff like Lamborghini and stuff like that. Like those were, and the whole diss track stuff that happened a couple of years ago. Like all of that stuff has created this path for everyone else.
Yeah, like it definitely started with like diss tracks and stuff, and then people were like, oh, you know what? If I'm making a diss track, and with the beat, the rhythm, the video editing especially, like the whole production on it basically, and if I just change the words to make it a decent song, then it might sell, because to be honest.
No, definitely. It's interesting. I think obviously, as is always the case, there'll be some people who are successful in doing that because they make good music and stuff like that, and there'll be other people who people will just see through, this is crap, and will lose traction. And it's kind of also, it's also important for these personalities to like stay true to one, to themselves, but two, to the fans that are like were loyal to them from day one. Because a lot of these people, they become a different person when they think they're like too big for their boots, and they're charting and stuff like that, and all that good stuff. But they gotta remember who bought them there, really.
Yeah, man. Saying that, so hold on a second. So I'm just gonna see how many subscribers this guy has. So I received a message from a YouTuber.
No way.
And I'm not gonna name no names or anything, right? And he has like a clothing line and stuff. And then he messaged me. He was like, "Oh, do you want the access code?" I was like, "Yeah, give me the access code. Like, come through with the access code." But like, how did you message like a load of people? And he just sent me like this like almost like rude response, like sarcastic response, like, "I'll go on my account and I DM." And I was just like, dude, like, Why are you coming through like that?
There's some real douchebags around, isn't it?
He didn't even send me like the access code. I was like, well, that was just a waste, wasn't it? and that's what I was thinking, man. I was thinking people forget who actually makes these creators.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, if no one watched your video, who are you, fam?
Yeah, exactly.
Who are you?
And people forget that, right? Like, people.
This wasn't just any old YouTuber. 321k subs. So.
Okay, so all right, so there's a fair few amount of subs, right? Like,
yeah,
but yeah, like here's the thing, right? A lot of people are. It's very easy to see the people who are in it for like a quick buck, and who are trying to do just what it needs to be done to do things superficially, and then you can tell who the people are in it to because they actually really enjoy what they do, and they're doing something that both themselves and their audience really enjoys and kind of buys into, and those are the people ultimately in the long term who will be successful, right?
Yeah.
Because that other kind of being superficial and acting like a dickhead and all that type of stuff only gets you so far.
You're right.
You might get to 321k, but if you're an idiot, you're an idiot, right? Like, no amount of subs is gonna stop
change
you
your personality.
Exactly, and sooner or later people see through that stuff, and that's why you look at people like Casey, for example. Casey Neistat, I think, is a great example, right?
Great guy.
Who is just himself, right?
Yeah.
And he comes across as just himself. He comes across totally genuine, admits his mistakes, talks about his successes, and that's what people connect with, man. That's the stuff that's why you watch him. That's why you subscribe to him when he hasn't posted for like 6 months or whatever. Like,
trust me, man. This guy's gone like incognito.
Exactly. But right? And that as soon as he posts a video, everyone's going to watch it.
Yeah.
Because they know he's legit and real.
It's that authenticity, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. And it's not about. Yeah, it's just about being, as you rightly say, being authentic, but just being you, like not trying to be someone who you think you should be.
Yeah. Or what people think you should be as well, like having an expectation of other people.
There's a like a perceived image, right, of like what a YouTuber or a TikTok star should be like, both in terms of like personality and looks and all this type of stuff. But it's like, guys, just be you and do you, and if that is entertaining, and if that is if that is entertaining or that's relatable, people will follow.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's a whole kind of, again, another conversation, but about being genuine and stuff like that. But so it's, I don't know.
I got a sick segue for that anyway. Don't worry, I got you. Yeah.
I was fishing. I was fishing. I was struggling. I was hoping you'd jump in there.
Yeah. So talking of authenticity, what is one social media that people are not authentic on? Tell me, Kieran.
Insta baddies,
boy. So we've got a great little segment for you guys. You've probably seen it before. You probably heard it before. Whatever. It's called Explain That Gram. Right, so Kieran's picked one photo. I've picked one photo from Kieran's. He's picked one from mine. And we're going to explain that photo, man. We're going to explain it. And Kieran?
All right, let's do it.
I'll go first. So
are you clicking on the image that I sent you?
Yeah. And I'm going to explain this. So what is it? Okay. So
tell me about this one.
We'll post it up. Put it on the video. But it's me looking into the soul of a whiteboard. That's what I'm looking at.
Staring down a whiteboard.
Exactly. Okay, cool. So this was in June 2019. So pretty much last year.
Okay.
Like a year ago. And we went to Netherlands. So
okay. You went to
university. Dam. We went to the dam, man. We went to a dam. I still need to put part 2 out of that vlog. But so we went to Netherlands. So this all started at uni when I was approached by like my tutor, and she said, "Sham, I've got this amazing opportunity for you." Yada yada yada. I was like, cool. Like, And then I heard it's free, and I was like, oh, cool.
Sign me up.
Yo,
sign me up.
Sign me up. Whatever it is, man. I just want to get out of this country. And yo, she told me about it. She was like, get 3 of the people that you think will, you know, be like punctual, like very organized, business orientated, punctual, like smart, basically.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool, I got you. Came back a few days later, and came with these 3 other beautiful minded people, and we went to DAM, and it was called a Battle of Business, right? So we as a university of like 4 students, about 2 teachers, so 6 of us went to Netherlands, Rotterdam actually, and we went to like
the other dam.
This other dam. And we went to this university. It was like, totally forgot what it's called. It was a great university, very smart people there, and other schools came as well from different countries and stuff, right? And we had done all this like competition type of thing with renewable energy or something along those lines, recycling and stuff. Yeah. And we explored the whole of DAM and Amsterdam and DAM. It was amazing. And yo, I don't know what more to say. It was basically a business event.
Well, did you win the competition?
We did not win the competition. The school that like hosted the event basically won the competition.
Okay.
I feel like I had some insider information, but honestly, credit where credit is due. Like, they're really smart guys.
That's
like,
cool.
Shout out to you guys, follow you on Insta, etc. And what was good, and for me specifically, was we won the marketing side of it.
Okay.
So each category, I think there was like 5 categories, marked out of 20, right? And there was like a specific marketing category. And we had got 19 out of 20. And you know me and marketing, I like marketing.
Yeah.
So, boom, I was very pleased with that. I'll see that as a dub in my eyes. But
yeah.
But a dub overall. But what a great experience it was, honestly, man. It was...
Sounds good.
Probably... I wouldn't say life-changing, but it definitely gave me different perspectives.
Yeah, well, those kind of things do, right? And I think the thing that gives you those perspectives, though, is meeting people that you wouldn't necessarily normally meet, and you kind of speak 100%. To them, and it gives you an insight into like the world that you don't know about, and other people's experiences and stuff, which is really interesting. I guess that's the stuff you learn the most, right?
100%. That's why I'm thinking, man, work this little 9-to-5 thing, save up, take a little gap year, 6 months, whatever, go traveling.
Gap year.
Learn some ish. What about you, bro?
That would be sick.
Explain that gram.
All right, my time to open. I don't know which one you've selected. I've said, oh jeez,
I've made it relevant.
Oh jeez, you've done Joe Sugg. Okay, so interesting story. So, this was a summer where I left my last job before I joined my current job, and I had about 3 months. No, was that this summer? I think it was that summer.
It was 2017.
Yeah, so it was that summer. Yeah, it was that summer. And I had some time off, and this was the time when so Alfie Days had his like, obviously Pointless Blog was his like brand back in the day. Yeah. He's now changed it to Alfie Days, but he had kind of Pointless Blog, and then Zoe or Zoella and Joe Sugg had like Sugg Life.
Yeah.
And they both sold merch and stuff like that. And so they set up this like one-off merch store where they created a set of collab merch of like PB Sugg Life merch, which they would only sell for like 3 or 4 days or a week or something like that in this one store in Covent Garden.
Yeah.
So I was like, I might as I've got nothing else to do, and I was in Central. I was like, well, I might as well go, right? It was chucking it down with rain this day. I remember it vividly, and I got there, and like, there is this huge queue. Like, I'm talking like 200-300 people in the queue, and basically the queue is just full of like 14-year-old girls and their moms and dads. So like two-thirds of the people in the queue were people that were just like, what the hell am I waiting for?
Yeah.
And then there was me on my own, just like there, like waiting. And then as we were getting closer and closer, because so Alfie, Zoe, and Joe had said that they would kind of drop in to the store at like random points in the week, but they didn't have like a schedule or anything. So it wasn't like they're coming at Monday at 2 or whatever. So because they wanted to avoid the big queues at that time, which makes sense.
Yeah.
And as I was getting closer and closer, you could kind of hear like murmurings at the front of the queue, and it were kind of like Chinese whispers as it passed back down the queue, being like, oh my god, Joe Suggs here. And then by the time it got, I was like, oh shit, Joe Suggs here. And
you became a 14-year-old.
I did. I was like, I was just as excited as they were. So as you got to the front, and then they were like, oh, you can either go straight into the store, or you can just wait like 5 more minutes and just have a quick chat and take a picture with Joe. So I was like, I'll wait 5. I've waited like an hour and a half already. So I was like, I'll wait 5 more minutes.
Edited, yeah.
And then Joe was there. And it was really funny, right? Because obviously, like, everyone that had gone past was like a 14-year-old girl.
Yeah.
And then there was me. I was like, how old was I at this point? I was 24 at this point, right? And he's about my age.
Right.
So he was like, no way, a dude. And I was like, yo, my guy.
The picture explains it all, man.
Yeah, I was like, yo, my guy. And then we took a couple of photos. There was one of the ladies that worked there, took a couple of photos, and I was like, I literally was like, yeah, good luck, bro. Thank you for like your videos are sick and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like, what a great person to meet. One because he's like his content's great, but 2 also like he's been one of the very few YouTubers here in the UK that has kind of crossed that line into mainstream now.
Yeah, 100%.
Ever since he did Strictly Come Dancing, and then he did like the British Bake Off like celebrity version. He presented like the New Year's Eve show. Like he's really made that transition into
mainstream media type thing.
Into mainstream media, and but he's one of the only people in the UK in terms of people who started as a YouTuber to do that. And fair play to him, man. He's balling out now. He streams on Twitch and all that. But yeah, this was a jokes day, and I picked up a couple of t-shirts.
Lit.
Which you know what? I'll wait. Hold on. I'm sure I have one here somewhere. You know what? I'll find it another time. I'll wear it on another video. Yeah. But yeah. So all the merch that they sold on this 1 week event at this store, that was it. They were never selling it again, and you can't buy it now anywhere. Damn. So it was cool. Yeah, that was a really cool
bro, I love the caption
experience.
As well, man.
I feel like you picked that because that's now a great thing to add in the thumbnail and the title. It's like meeting Joe Suck.
I got this YouTube live clocked, bro.
You know what? I actually have a vlog. You know what? So here's the thing, right? I was actually vlogging this day, and I actually have a vlog which is like meeting Joe Sugg.
No, man, we've got to link that, man, 100%.
And and I'll so this has a couple pictures, but there's the one picture, the second picture, which is where like we're going in for a hug, and you can see like there's like Joe just like looking into my eyes, and he's like, oh man, that was great. That was so funny that day. That was a good day. But yeah, it was so funny when he was like, a guy, and I was like, yeah, my guy, finally. That was a good day, man. Jeez, that was 3 years ago.
3.
That's crazy,
man. And still on that YouTube grind, bro.
Yeah, bro. So here's someone, right, who kind of staying true to his like roots as well. You know, he's still posting YouTube videos, like the type of stuff he was always posting. Yeah. He didn't just do Strictly Come Dancing and then be like, oh well, screw being YouTuber. I'm gonna, I'm big time now. So yeah, it kind of comes back to what we were talking about earlier, right? About being authentic, remembering the audience that got you there and stuff like that. So, man, that was a great day. That was I'm interesting picture that you chose. We'll have to do that again to pick different pictures. But that was an interesting one you chose.
Great segment, man. I got a good segue. Not a segment. I got a segue now.
You got a segue.
Talking of authenticity and all that malarkey. Mm-hmm. Clearly, it does not exist on a show called Indian Matchmaking on Netflix.
Seema auntie.
Yo, you go on this, man.
So anyone who hasn't watched it, right? There's it's on Netflix. It's called Indian Matchmaking, and it follows this one matchmaker from India. Her name's Seema from Mumbai, and her job is very simple. It's matchmaking, right? It's she has a kind of clientele of men and women, and across the world, so not just in India. And basically, she just goes around making sure and trying to set people up with other people.
Yes.
And the show follows a number of people as they kind of go along the process of using her services to meet people, and then kind of it follows the dates that they go on, the good ones, the bad ones. And there's just some like really, really interesting characters on it.
I can say I watched the trailer just before this because I knew we were going to talk about this.
All you need to watch is the trailer to understand how the program is. Like, there's the one guy which you saw, right? Akshay is his name. If you watch the trailer, you know who he is straight away. He's the really awkward dude, and his mum's like, "You are getting married by the end of this year,
bro."
And his mum's like, "You are giving me high blood pressure from not getting married." I'm like, bloody hell. Talk about pressure on this kid.
Isn't it, man?
But yeah, he's
they're just rich in it. They've concentrated all their time on, because we'll talk about this. They've concentrated all their time on creating like this perfect life, the perfect career, the lifestyle, etc. for themselves. And then when they go on something like this, they're like, I want this, and this, and have a perfect person to match that perfect, somewhat perfect, what they believe lifestyle that they have.
Yeah, I think that when
they realize they don't exist,
then
they're just like, what is this world?
Well, the thing is, I don't think they don't get the hint. If they haven't been able to find that person themselves, it's probably because they don't exist.
Don't exist, bro.
Like, they're not hiding under all these amazing, talented, beautiful people aren't just hiding in a rock, like under some tree or something. Like, they're either all taken or way out of your goddamn league.
Oh, snap.
They're either taken out of your league or like just no, they don't exist.
No.
Like, especially all the people in India. Like, Bollywood is great, right? But Bollywood like gives them this image that their life is going to be this way. They see like, how the movie stars live in both in the movies and in real life, and they think that is like, you have to have that to be happy and have a meaningful relationship, which is that, anyone with common sense knows that isn't the case, right? And actually, a lot of those people who live what looks like a glamorous life are probably the ones that are behind closed doors, maybe the most unhappy.
Yeah, sometimes it may be too good to be true, man.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not all. We talked about Instagram, right? Like, on Instagram, you post the best bits.
Yeah, exactly. It's a highlight reel, man. It's a highlight reel.
You post the bits of your relationship that are the best. You don't post...
Oh my god. Wait. 1 second. Oh my god. I just realised what I've done. I called it highlight reel. TikTok, Instagram Reels. It's about to go down, bro. There's only a few days until Instagram launch like their competitor to TikTok.
Oh, yeah, I saw this.
Snap.
It's like we had stories and now we're going to have this.
Oh, snap. Oh, Snapchat. Facebook eating up Snapchat, and now they're going to eat up TikTok.
Well, the thing is, so just whilst we divert to that point quickly.
Yeah, let's.
So Microsoft,
we're driving along many roads today. Man.
Yeah, we're meandering all sorts of ways. This episode's we can give up on the continuity of this episode.
Yeah.
So obviously Microsoft are in the pole position to buy TikTok, right?
Right.
They have, they're the only ones really in the play, right, of buying it. Microsoft doesn't have the best track record when it comes to social platforms. Right? Let's take the most recent history. Let's take Mixer. How much money did they pump into Mixer? Made no difference. Still shut it down after like 6 months. They bought the biggest streamer in the world to the platform, and not even he could save the platform.
But
what on earth are they going to do to TikTok?
People need to realize that you can't grow a platform by bring in like it'll bring a certain amount of numbers, obviously.
Yeah.
But it won't organically grow into it actually being a good user friendly, like the user experience type of platform. Like it just won't, and you can't then bring a massive audience onto a platform that people are maybe like forced to go on because of the bag, and you know.
Yeah, but I don't. So that for me, the strategy of pay a big streamer to come to your platform, for me doesn't work, because the reason. So people might come first of all to watch that person, but the reason they'll stay is because they find other people that are not as big, right? Where it comes down to the small and medium sized creators, and that's where people will stay and keep coming back to your platform.
Right.
But if other people aren't coming onto the platform in terms of smaller and medium sized creators, people are still then going to just naturally revert back to where they were before, like, which in the streaming game is Twitch, right? Which is why Twitch is still going strong and everything, right? And YouTube Live maybe even. But I like, it kind of makes me very nervous that Microsoft will be buying TikTok, because I just like, they just don't have a very good record with social platforms, and like, but the problem is if Facebook bought it, it would just be chaos. Like it would,
mate. Did you see this thing of like all the big CEOs?
The antitrust thing.
Yeah, the antitrust thing. I was creasing, man. I was like, because the big CEOs were like, I don't know. Like Jeff and Twitch, he didn't know, like, who gets paid what and all of these things. It was like,
well, feel for bloody Microsoft. They weren't even invited. That's when That's when you know your brand's got to do some work, when you don't even get invited to something that talks about like the whole kind of technology space, right?
Tech
like before, back in Bill Gates days, technology and stuff like that, Microsoft always there. Now, not even on the page one with those big guys.
That's so peak. Tim Cook, man. Check out our last podcast, man. Tim Cook. What a guy.
Well, yeah. He was probably there under the counter whilst he was being grilled on why some senator couldn't unlock her iPhone. He was just like counting the checks. He was just like, he's like, while sitting here and answering your stupid questions has probably earned me more than your entire yearly salary.
Bro, all my days.
It's like, is this a good use of time?
Their stock went up hella. Have you seen?
Who, Apple's? Yeah, because so the performance, I think their Q1, so their Q1, which finished in June, was very strong. People still buying a lot of devices, even though people have been in
through lockdown, obviously. iPads, MacBooks, and even I did, bro. Yeah,
exactly. So that obviously, with many companies going the opposite way, are you struggling through this period? For a company to thrive in this period, you then stand out like a sore thumb, and people want to buy your stock. So that kind of it makes sense why it has increased. But it will be interesting when it gets to like iPhone launch time, whether they're able to still meet the demand. And whether they're able to still meet the demand, given all the supply shortages because of lockdown and stuff, or whether they have to cut back, and that might affect share price as well. But they've done well and stuff like that, and they will always do well, right? It's Apple.
I can't wait until the new iPhone comes out, because we'll be definitely on that, man.
Well, there's been rumors, right?
Well, not rumors.
Well, there's not been rumors, but it's pretty much, I think it was confirmed in an earnings call by the CFO that
it won't be a September release, but
it'll be an October release. I would expect. So, a quick prediction. So for me,
go on.
I think they've already said, and I think it's pretty much a shoo-in, it's going to look like a lot more rounded, like the iPhone 4.
Right. Type of like a smaller iPad, right?
Yeah, exactly, right? That's what people say. It's like the iPad Pro, like what the iPad Pro looks like, with its kind of like very squared, rounded off edges. But an iPhone, I think the cameras and all that will be the same. We'll have like an updated processor, obviously. Yeah. They'll talk about some camera improvements. And it'll probably have 5G. Probably have 5G.
Yeah, definitely.
And maybe a high refresh screen, maybe.
Oh, there was talks about that, right?
Maybe. But other than that, I don't think so. Like, I won't be upgrading. I know that.
Jeez, I'm on the upgrade scheme, so.
Are you?
Yeah, so.
You almost have no choice but to upgrade. It doesn't make sense to not upgrade when you're on.
Do I pay the same amount that I'm gonna do next month, but for a new iPhone? Let me think about it. Yes.
But I get to keep my phone though, right? That's the only difference.
Exactly.
I get to keep my phone, which I end up giving to my mum. So hey.
The hand-me-downs, I love that.
Yeah. So.
Bro.
But yeah, well, let's end it at that. We're approaching.
We went. I love the road that we went on. I don't even know what road we went on, but we talked
on
about
a slightly meandering road.
I love that, man. Well,
thank you guys for listening.
Go on.
Thank you everyone for watching and listening.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed this episode, even if we did wander around a little bit. As we always say, guys, make sure to check us out and check out our socials, and do subscribe to us both on YouTube.
Man, smash that sub button, I swear.
Yeah. Smash it. And pass it on as well, to your friends and family as well. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. We hope you enjoyed this one, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Peace.